Right. Okay. So now, guys, we've had a small intro, and so enough of intro and talking. We'll along the way also I'll give you all different study tips, different things to guide you all. So with that in mind, we'll get into the subject a little. Otherwise, the first day if we just do talking and not learn anything, also it's a little bit doesn't feel right now with having all the tunes and everything, and you are not learning any econ. It feels a little bad. So with that, Laman, we'll get into a little bit of uh, the syllabus itself. So your first unit is what we call Introduction to Economics. So this I would say is or I would say one of the easiest units from the 12 units that is there in the syllabus. One of the easiest. So from this unit, now, some of you all might know, not like other subjects. Now, in other subjects and all, now the first unit is a easy unit. They don't test it much, no. But in econ, it's a little different now. In econ, this first unit that we talk about, Introduction to Economics, any guesses how many marks you get out of the 200 mark paper for unit number 1? Can anyone guess? Give me a wild guess. So think there are 12 units in total. Unit number 1, how many marks do you think they'll give? They'll give 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 5, all the way until 200. How much do y'all think? No, you all don't need to have a writing book. You can use the this. So roughly around the if you look at unit number 1, you get around 4 to 5 MCQs. In the most recent paper, you have had around 4 MCQs. In your past paper tute, go to the 2023 paper and see. Past paper tute, you all have the past papers in 2023. If I'm not mistaken, let me just reconfirm it. There is around roughly around 4 MCQs. Sometimes you get 5. So let's say 4 will. So 4 MCQs means you're going to get 8 marks. Each MCQ is 2 marks. In addition to this, you also get 1 essay question. So 1 essay question is 20 marks. So out of your 200 marks, 28 marks come from, no, you don't have to have any textbook, the tute is there. Okay. 28 marks come from unit 1. So that is why I'm telling you, you should not neglect it. And also, Lama, you don't need to have a separate exercise book or things you don't need. The tute itself is enough. We do have questions and all in the separate tutes. Maybe to do the past paper questions, if you have a CR book, that is good. But to normal our theory and stuff, you don't need to have a separate book. And if possible, can you all also buy a small sticky note? If you can't afford it, don't. If you think you can afford it, I think it's around 100 or 200 rupees. I don't know how much. A small sticky note pack. Anyone who already has a small sticky note pack? It's, no. If possible, very nice. The girls have, no, the guys? No? Any guy who has? Oh, nice, good. Right. So if possible, try to get a small sticky note pack. This is, if possible, don't go and trouble your parents and burden them. If possible, I might have try to have this. We'll try to make our tute as nice as possible, as colorful and nice as possible, because only then you want to open it and learn. Otherwise, you all don't want to learn now. And now on my end, I'm giving my best to print the tute neatly and all and give. So on your end, you try to make sure that you keep the tute nicely and write nicely. Yes, unit 1 is always tested. It's a definite question. So if you go to the past paper tute, you can see every year there are questions. So then on your end, try to have a small sticky note. If you can have a few colored pens, you don't have to have a lot of colors, maybe around 3 colors. Good. And also have maybe 1 or 2 highlighters. Have 1 or 2 highlighters. This is just to make your tute attractive and nice and all of that. Apart from that, have your basic stuff, your pen and pencil and ruler and eraser. That's your basic stuff. Okay. So then with that said, Lamai, we'll start off with learning economics. Now, always, every subject, I'm going to give you your first study tip. If possible, write it down. And your first study tip is, after learning a certain area, to see whether you understood that area, always do a past paper question. Don't go and do these other nonsense questions from different schools and all, because those are wrong sometimes and don't have the answers of. Always do a past paper question. And also, buy a past paper book. So for now, there will be past paper books with the 2023 paper. So 2023 results are also out now. So find a past paper book, try to find as much as possible papers that you can. So there will be, I will recommend the SD Vijayatunga publication. That is good. The other ones are also okay, nothing wrong. I use the SD Vijayatunga one. That's the publication. Buy a past paper book from unit. Get one with the 2023 paper, even if it's not there, I'll print and give. But 2023 paper will come out so within this month, given the results came out now. So now the past paper book will have the 2023 paper also. So maybe wait within this month, towards the end of this month, like I think you should find a book with the 2023 paper. So try to get as much as possible as the old parts. Others also, I will give you all the PDFs also. But good to have a book lover, because PDFs, I'm not going to give you the answers of the PDFs. Your past paper book will have the answers, questions and all. I will break it unit wise. And so then, your first study tip is, yeah, you can use your siblings, no problem. Right? So your first study tip is, after you learn a certain area, any subject, do a few past papers relating to that area. Why am I telling you this? Because only then you can see whether you understood it or not. Because sometimes, Lamai, now you think you understood, but then when you try to do a question, you're getting stuck. Can't do. So always, after learning a small area, try to do a past paper. That is why I have nicely broken down and given you a unit-wise past paper tip. Because otherwise, sometimes you all can't find all the questions from the past papers. So I have broken and given. That's study tip number one. So with that, we'll get it done. And then I'll give you study tip number two also now itself. If you want to manage time properly and get things done, your best thing is listen when the teacher teaches for the first time and get it into your head. That is very important. Don't daydream. Now, some of you all must be on your phone. Some of you all must be doing other things. Please don't do that. Because when a teacher teaches something for the first time, any subject, even your school teacher, they will go very slowly and they will explain. So it's up to you to put it into your head the first time. If you do that, you will not forget. Because sometimes some people, you all try to memorize the subject. When you memorize it, you forget. Within 1 week, you have forgotten. But if you properly understand, put it into your head, that will stay in your head. Okay, that's study tip number two. Right, we'll start. We'll start with something called economic behavior. What is this economic behavior and what does this mean? Now, you all know that people, human beings like us, we have various needs and wants. Needs and wants, you all have heard, no? Needs are things that are essential for survival. Wants are different desires that we have. So people have different needs and wants. So these needs and wants also can be classified into two. So you can say physical needs and wants, and you can also call them mental needs and wants. If you take people's needs and wants, that'll be physical and mental needs and wants. Then, if you look at what are physical needs and wants, physical needs, or you can say even wants, physical needs and wants, we say, are the needs or wants that can be directly fulfilled by consuming a good or service. That can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. Example, your need for food. You eat a bun, you have a kottu, it's fulfilled. So a physical want or a physical need is what? Something that can be fulfilled by consuming a good. Example, food shelter, clothing. Now, what are mental needs or mental needs and wants? Those are, guys, those are the needs that cannot be directly fulfilled by consuming a good. Like what? For example, mental need. Now, some of you all need love. You all need to, you all need kindness. You all need respect. Now, if all of a sudden I start scolding you all and scolding you in filth and all, you'll be like, what nonsense is this? So that's human nature, right? We need love and affection, right? Affection from your parents, affection from whoever your other partner is. Right? So you all need that. So that is what you call mental needs, love. Now, those needs you can't get by consuming a good, no. You can't feel love by eating a malupan, no. You don't get love by eating a kottu. So you can't get love, spiritual development, kindness, respect, right? All of those are what we call mental needs. There is physical needs and mental needs. Physical needs are the needs that can be fulfilled by consuming a good. Mental needs are the ones that you can't directly fulfill by consuming a good or service. Now, sadly, I know you all would love to talk about love and all of that, but in economics, in economics, we don't talk about these mental needs. In econ, we are not going to talk about how to find a partner, how to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, how to get love, how to get kindness. No, sadly, no. Econ is about, okay, yes, they say, look at this. The activities and behavior performed by people to fulfill the physical needs and wants of a society using limited resources is called economic behavior. What is economic behavior? Economic behavior is the different things that people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants. Now, for example, even this lemma. Right now, what are you all doing? You all are attending a class. Attending a class means you're consuming. Consuming doesn't mean eating. Consuming means you're getting it, no? So you right now you all are consuming education. Now don't think you're eating education, you're consuming education. For what? In order to fulfill your need for education. You all need to pass this exam. So now you have joined this class because now you are taking 2 hours of your time. Now, nicely, you all were waiting after all this. Why are you sacrificing 2 hours? Then nicely, you could have watched a movie. But you're still coming to this class for what? To fulfill your need for education. So this is economic behavior. What you're doing right now is economic behavior. You're doing consumption. So example, production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. So on your end, right now, what are you doing? You're consuming a good. What do you think I am doing, Lava? What am I doing? From production, distribution, consumption. What am I doing? I am doing the production part of it, no? You can say the distribution also now, right now. Now, when you say distribution, now, distribution means now if you take a good, how it goes from the factory to the wholesaler, then it comes to, let's say, the retailer, and then it comes to you. That's the distribution. Now, here we don't have this service, no. Service, there is no wholesaler, retailer, and all. I am just giving it directly to you. So I am doing both production and distribution. That is me. So all of us, what are we doing? We are engaging in economic behavior. And also, these things don't memorize. Huh? These are the small intro stuff. They won't even ask sometimes. It's just setting the tone, trying to identify, right? So what did I tell so far? I told you people have physical needs and wants. What are physical needs and wants? The needs and wants that can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. Mental needs and wants? Needs and wants that cannot be fulfilled directly by consuming good or service. In economics, we don't talk about mental needs and wants. We are not going to find love and kindness and affection. That is not our concern. We are trying. Economic behavior is the different activities, different things that people do to fulfill their physical needs and bonds. So that is that. Then now, also coming into what is economics now. Now, what you will learn in economics also, I will show you more interesting. So what is economics now? We say economics is a science. Economics is a science. Now you all chose commerce because you how many of you all hate science? Which one do you hate the most? Bio or physics or chemistry? All of you all did O-levels. Which one do you hate the most? Bio, physics or chemistry? I hated bio. I don't know. For some reason, I just hate bio. Only thing I remember is mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I don't know if you all hate that, but I hated physics. I little liked it. And these numbers, I'm little good with numbers. I'm okay. Chemistry also not a big fan. Bio, I hate. Right? So now, most of you all, since you all like commerce better, now you all are doing commerce now. Now, I am telling you, economics is a science. Demotivating. No, you all are like, I don't want to do science. That's why I came to do commerce. But what science is economics now? Economics, we say, is a social science. Social. Now, something like biology is called a natural science now. Now, shall I give you other examples of social sciences? Now, example, economics is a social science, right? So what is a social science? A social science is something that studies about the behavior of people. So in econ also, what we do is we try to study the behavior of people. Very different. Then, for example, you have things like this. For example, it's a psychology. Psychology also it studies about how people are thinking and that's also a social science. So econ also we say is a social science, not natural science. I mean biochemistry in a way, it's a social science. So then why what is this subject about? Economics is about Lamai. Now, can you all tell me human bonds? Human bonds are limited, the unlimited. Can you all tell me that? Human bonds. You all would have learned this in O levels, no? In detail, we will learn. If you all have not learned, don't worry. There is, but just to, if you all remember, human bonds, different things that we want, so much of things. You want this, you want that, you want this, you want that. Human bonds are unlimited. What about the resources that we have? The resources that we have to fulfill these bonds. Think of the money we do, for example. For now, think of money we do. It's a more broader concept. But think of the resources, limited, the unlimited. The resources we have are limited. No, now can you see there is a pretty problem here? Our wants are unlimited. We want 100,000 things, but we have very limited resources. So you know what is economics about? Economics is about using our limited resources with the little money, with little land, labor, capital, and all we have, with the limited resources we have, how can we properly use it to fulfill our unlimited wants? That is what economics is. What is economics? Economics is a subject that studies how unlimited wants, we have limited wants, so many different things we want, no? How you can satisfy your unlimited wants with the limited resources we have. You see, look at the definition, Lavan. You see, definition is saying, listen very carefully. Now, right after I explain this part and the next part, I'm going to put you to an actual A-level paper, right? I'm going to put you straight to the deep end. Now, actual A-level paper, you will write 2.5 years later after I finish the syllabus 5 times and doing 100 different papers. But I will, now this is like me teaching you to swim using a note and putting you to the deep end. So I will do that, right? After I properly listen and wait, I'll put you to straight to A-level paper after this explanation. And we'll see how many of you all can get it correct. If you can get it correct the first time, Lamai, just think 2.5 years later, after studying so much of time, how easy the paper would be. So listen carefully. Yeah. So what is economics? Economics, I say, the subject which studies the relationship between scarce resources. What is scarce, Lamai? Scarce means limited. Subject that studies the relationship between scarce resources with alternative uses. What does that mean? Alternative uses mean now with your resources. Think of money below for now. So with your money, you can do different things. Now, let's say you have 3,000. You can pay class fees. You can buy some food. You can go and watch a movie. You have so much of different uses. No, your scarce resources, your 3,000 rupees, so much of different uses. So economics is a subject that studies the relationship between your scarce resources with alternative uses and the human bodies. Oh, another definition I can give, you see, economics is the science. What science? Social science. It's a social science which studies what? How unlimited human wants are fulfilled through limited resources. We have very limited resources. Alternative uses means Lamai, we can do different things. Now take 1,000 rupees. Doesn't your 1,000 rupees have alternative uses? With 1,000 rupees, okay, you can put a phone reload. You can go and watch a movie. You can buy some food. You have different uses, right? Your limited resources have different uses. So how are we going to properly use those limited resources to satisfy our unlimited wants? That is what economics is about. Is that clear for now? Now, some of these parts, we have not gone in the unit. We will go into detail. For now, is the broad story okay what economics is? With limited resources, how are we trying to satisfy our unlimited want? So it also involves how to make proper choices. We have little resources, so how to make a proper choice, and it studies about how we make correct choices and how we get the best use of our resources. It's about this. It's just make a small note here also about choices and how we make proper choices. Yeah, I will repeat the whole thing again also, don't worry. Then coming into this, I will do this part and then we will end the class today. Okay. We'll do some past papers and then we'll end the class. Right. Okay. We'll talk about the branches of economics. Branches, not a tree, but economics broadly has two branches. One is microeconomics. The other branch is called macroeconomics. What do you think the difference is? Okay, tell me what is micro? Tell me the English meaning of if someone says micro. What does micro mean? What do you all think? Micro means small, no? So does that mean microeconomics is, yes, podi. Microeconomics is podi economics or small economics. What is microeconomics? Microeconomics is where you study about a small part of the economy. You study about a small part of the economy. So when you take an economy, think of an entire country, Sri Lankan economy. So Sri Lankan economy is there. But if you are studying about individuals, how one person is behaving. For example, your individual demand, how much goods and services you're buying, how a household is functioning. Maybe your household, how much of money is your family spending, how much of money are you all saving. We are studying about a small part of the economy, entire country, but we are studying about one person or one household or maybe about one firm. So we are talking about our Cargills. How much is the cost for Cargills for electricity? How much is their salaries? So when you talk about a very small part of the economy, firm means a company now, a business firm. So if you're talking about a small part of an economy, that is what you call microeconomics. What is microeconomics? It is the study, it is the branch of economics that focuses on a small part of the economy. We'll go into detail. Then what is macroeconomics? Definitions, you all can write in your own words, but the keywords have to be there. You can't come up with complete names. Then what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics, I say, is the branch of economics. Now, macro means big, no. Macro is big. So branch of economics that studies about the overall economy. We are not studying about how one individual, one firm, one household, how they are working. We are not studying about that. We are studying about the entire economy, entire country. So shall I give some examples of this for you all to understand better? Now here's in my examples of macro. Now these examples you all don't have to know. These all we will learn in the future. For example, aggregate output, aggregate income, unit number 6. This one, unit number 5. Inflation, unit number 7. Employment, unemployment, unit 11 and 12. So I don't want you all to understand what each of these mean apart. But what I want you all to understand is that these are macroeconomics. I'll take some easy things that you all know. For example, inflation. What is inflation? Inflation is where the prices are increasing. So someone now, can you all tell me, Lavai, did Sri Lanka have high levels of inflation or not during the economic crisis 2022? Yes or no? We'll talk about the reasons and all why we had it and all later. We had no. So when we talk about something like inflation, are we talking about a small part of the economy? No. We are saying Sri Lanka's inflation rate is 10%. What does that mean? That means in Sri Lanka, prices have increased by 10%. So that is macroeconomy. You're talking about the broader economy. Now, for example, when someone comes and says, okay, the unemployment rate in Sri Lanka is 5%. What does that mean? 5% of people don't have jobs. So are we talking about a small part? No, we're talking about the overall economy, right? So well, please don't worry about what these, like I said before, don't worry about what inflation, what these are. These are future units we will study. Yeah. Inflation is 40, around 30% of unit number 7. I don't want you all to know what is inflation, what is unemployment. What I want you all to try to understand is that these are macroeconomic concepts. Another thing that you all know, for example, exchange rate. Now, you all don't know exchange rates. Can someone tell me, I don't know if you all are aware, how much rupees is the dollar now? Right now, I don't want the exact number, roughly. Broad, at least you have a broader sense here. $1 is how many rupees? Roughly here. Right now, it's roughly around 300. I think today it was around 303 or 304. So roughly around 3. Now, so when you take something like exchange rate, are we saying exchange rate of a firm, exchange rate of an individual? No, we are saying exchange rate of Sri Lanka. So when you're talking about the entire economy, something like here, uh, exports, imports, money supply, exchange rate, balance of payment. Now, you all don't have to know what these are. These are we learn now. Now, balance of payment, unit number 10. Exchange rate, unit number 10. Money supply, unit number 7. Exports, imports, unit number 9. These are separate big units. We will learn. But what I'm trying to teach you is these are macroeconomic concepts where you talk about the broader economy. Then once again, what is microeconomics? Microeconomics is when you talk about one small part of the economy. Let's say the demand for mobile phones. Demand for mobile phones. So we are talking about one good. Demand for mobile phones. Someone will say, these days, demand for mobile phones have increased. That means people are buying more and more phones. Only mobile phones. One small part of the economy. Economy is not only producing mobile phones, the economy is producing millions and millions of things. So if you talk about a small part, here's the examples. Studying the demand and supply of a good, of one good. So for example, someone will ask, okay, Arshad, how much is the demand for your class? So I will say, okay, right now my class, there is 130 odd people. Okay, that is my demand. So one good, right? My class, one good. Then here, production function of a firm, production cost of a firm. What these are, we will learn. See, when you talk about one firm, okay, Arshad, how much is your cost for printing tubes? So my firm is, let's say, iTutor. So Arshad, what is your cost for iTutor SL for 1 month for doing classes? Now I will say, okay, electricity is there, website maintenance cost is there, tube printing is there. Okay, this is my cost. What is that? Microecon. They are focusing only on my cost, a small part of the economy. So once again, here there are other concepts also, like scarcity. These and all we will learn in unit number 1 and all. Choices, how one firm is working. Yes, firms mean businesses now. Okay, so that is the 2 branches. So in your econ syllabus, unit number 1 covers overall everything. Unit number 2, 3, and 4 are microeconomics units. Unit number, you have 12 units. One is introduction. There is no micro macro. Unit one is also mostly micro, but yeah. Macroeconomics is from unit number 5 to unit number 12. Macro is the one more interesting line. We'll talk about inflation. Why is the price in Sri Lanka going up? What is the government doing? Why is this Ranil playing the fool? Ranil is at least doing okay. What did Gotabaya do at that time? Why did our price go up? Why did we have the fuel shortage? Why were we standing in the queues to buy gas cylinders? We talk about all of those very, very interesting things when you understand the economic side behind them. Those are mostly macroeconomic units. So once again, quickly summarizing, and then we'll move into a past paper. We'll see how many of you all can get it right. Summarizing the story, economic behavior. What is economic behavior? Economic behavior is the activities that we do to fulfill our physical needs and wants. So mainly there are three activities: consumption, distribution, and production. No order. You can say production, distribution, and consumption. Then what is economics? Economics is a social science. Social science means studies about people. Economics is a social science that does what? That studies how people using their limited resources, how we properly make choices and all, or our scarce resources, how we properly make choices and all, and how we try to satisfy our unlimited wants. That is economics. Using our limited resources, how are we going to satisfy our unlimited wants? That is what economics is about. Then there are two branches for econ. What are the two branches? Micro and macro economics. What is microeconomics? Microeconomics is the branch that studies about a small part of the economy. It studies the behavior of a firm, of one individual, of one product, of one household. If you're studying about a small part, what is the cost of a firm? What is the demand for one good? What is the let's say how much is one person's income? That is microeconomics. If you study about the overall economy, that is called macroeconomics. Exchange rate of Sri Lanka, interest rate in the country, what is the economic growth rate, unemployment levels, inflation rate. Those are macroeconomic concepts. And also, now one more thing, in your tute here and there, you will have certain QR codes. So these QR codes will take you to certain YouTube videos. That's another, I'll say, study tip number 3. 2, after you learn a certain area level, watch a YouTube video on that area, read something on the internet, then you remember it better. So how do you use a QR code? You don't have to have a separate app or anything. Just open your phone camera. I don't have to teach you all this, but open your phone camera and try to take a picture of this QR code. When you try to take a pic, you don't have to take a picture. When you're holding the camera to the QR code, a small pop-up will come. You click on that, it will take you to the link. And if someone now, for some of your phones, it might not work sometimes. Someone who scans this and watches the video, can you all share the link on the class group? We'll help each other together and we'll get things done. Okay, so that is all that I'm explaining today. I would love to explain the next part also, but we don't have the time. So with that, shall we quickly go through? Yes, I think you can scan through Google also. Shall we quickly go through some past papers to see whether you actually understood this? Otherwise, no matter how much you're sitting and you're learning, but if you don't get it, so you can take your past paper tute if you have it. If you have the printed one, you can underline it in that. If not, let's do it with. You can maybe underline pencil and keep, or that's okay. That's up to you. So we'll go with the first one. Okay. Now this is the actual past paper question now. The 2011 A-level past paper question. MCQs I told you. So MCQs I have 5 options. So we can't do others. We can do MCQ number 2. So we'll see how many of you all can give me the correct answer. I'll read the question. Don't hurry. Give me an answer. The branch of economics that studies the decisions of individual households and firms is called. 1 macroeconomics, 2 microeconomics, 3 positive economics, 4 normative economics, 5 home economics. If you are listening, please give me an answer. Right or wrong, that's okay, Lama. Come on, man. Even if you get it wrong, you will at least remember it for the rest of your life. In the first day itself, I went and I got a question wrong. Never mind. Don't feel shy. You send the answer only for me. So I've got right now, I've got around 90 answers. There is a few more people. Others. Which one? The branch of economics that studies decisions of individuals, households, and firms. MCQ number 2. I think all of you all got it correct. I didn't see any wrong answers. I'm getting so many answers. Answers are going. I didn't see any wrong answers. Nice. So the correct answer number is what? Microeconomics. That's number 2. So can you see how easy your paper is? Now see, did you study this 10, 15 times? No. You just listened to me in the last half an hour, you got it correct. All the questions might not be very big. I'll show you some more questions. So if you properly focus and imagine how much of work I told you now, I'm going to finish the syllabus 5 times, you're going to do so much of things. This paper is going to be a walk in the park, Lama. Your minimum is 95, I will say. Okay, so we'll do a few more. We'll do around 3, 4 more questions. Can't do. Can't do this. This one. What do you all think? This should be a little tricky, yeah? Think. Let's see how many of you all. Along with the definition, I gave you another keyword to write on the side of your tutors. Economics is the study of what? Scarcity of resources and full employment, scarcity of resources and production, scarcity of resources and choice, scarcity of resources and efficiency, scarcity of resources and substitutability. 90% of you all are getting it right. Some people aiming wrong. That's okay. Never. This is like me teaching you all how to swim using theory and putting you deep end. That's okay. Along the way, we will learn. And most of this I have to explain in detail also in the next part. How am I getting it right? Which one do you all think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Economics study of what? Economics more complete. It's the study about scarce resources. Okay. Scarce resources. Using our scarce resources, how do we make choices to fulfill our unlimited wants? So the most correct answer out of this is answer number 3. Scarcity is the choice of scarcity of economics study of resources and choice. This part, Lama, we will learn a little bit more in detail. Right now, you're a little confused. What is this choice? We will learn. That's there. Don't know. Okay, that is done. Right, 2 MCQs. We'll see at the end how much you all get out of the total. So far, most of you all are 2 out of 2. Now, 2015. Question number 1. Which of the following is a microeconomic statement? What is microeconomic? Where you focus on one small part, maybe one product, one firm, one individual. That is micro. See which one. The price of rubber declined by 10% last year. Rubber price has gone up. Okay. Unemployment was 58%. Real GDP, gross domestic product, has increased by 7%. General price level means inflation, increased by 4%. Tax revenue of the government decreased by 8%. Which of these do you think is the microeconomic one that focuses on a small part? That means 4 of these are talking about the entire country, entire economy. 1 of these is talking about a small part, about one good door, one firm, or one individual. Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I would say 95% of you all got it correct. Some of you all, that's okay. Don't worry. Don't feel bad of getting it wrong. And trust me, I don't remember your name also. I get around 100 messages. Trust me, I will not remember your name. I will not consider you stupid. I will not do anything. Don't. And I'm not judging. I never judge people also. I don't even ask what your O-level result is anywhere. Because what you were at O-levels is completely different to what you are now. So what's our answer? Our answer is number 1. Why number 1? Price of rubber. Rubber is just one good. There are millions and millions of goods in the country. Rubber is one good. So that is the microeconomic one. You're focusing only on rubber. Everything else, unemployment, GDP, general price level, tax revenue of the government, those are all about the entire country. But number one is a microeconomic. Nice. I think apart from 10 students, I got answers from everyone. I hope the other 10 are not fallen asleep. Right, that we are done. Anything else? Scarcity we haven't learned, haven't learned, haven't learned. Not learned, not learned, not learned, not learned, not learned. Ah, Ayyo, same thing is repeated. Never mind. For our satisfaction, we'll do it till 2019 A-levels question number one. And that's the best thing about past papers. Huh? Same thing, yahan. Branch of economics that studies the decisions of individuals, households, and firms is called macro, micro, positive, normative, welfare economics. They just change the answer options. It's what? Studies the decisions of individuals, households, and firms. That is microeconomics. That's easy. Don't have to repeat. Same thing, repeat. We'll do one. I want to find a little bit of a harder one. 2021. Okay, with this, we'll wrap it off. Then we are done with the 5 questions. 2021 A-levels question number 1. A more complete short definition of economics would be that economics is the study of what? How employment opportunities in the society could be created to make citizens better off. Is the study of how countries trade goods and services in the global marketplace. Is the study of how goods and services are produced without damaging the environment. Is the study of how unlimited resources are allocated among limited bonds. Be careful with the words. How scarce resources are allocated to satisfy unlimited bonds. Be very careful. There are 2 answers that look the same but are not the same. Complete nonsense. They have switched the words. Which one is economics? It's a study of monarch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Answer. Answer. Number 5. How scarce resources, limited resources are allocated to satisfy unlimited wants. Some of you all I know went with answer number 4, but number 4 is saying unlimited resources, and saying limited wants. Limited wants, wants are unlimited. Resources are limited. 4 and 5 have switched the 2 words. So number 5. Central problem. Yeah, that is all that we can do for now. We only studied for 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, you can't do the entire unit. How much did you all get? 5 out of 5? At least 3 out of 5. That is at least you're 60% there, no more than 50%. At least 3. Yes. Out of 5. Nice. So don't you think, Lamai? Now, just think, you need to be proud of yourself. What did we do? Have you learned econ before? No. We have not done econ for O-levels. Econ was not there for O-levels. You have not started school, I'm guessing. So you haven't learned econ anywhere else. All what you did is, you learned econ for 30 minutes with we started at 8:35. Now it's little past our class finishing time, but never mind. Until 9:10 for 30 minutes you studied. You didn't even, some of you all don't even have the cue to refer and go back. You didn't even take time after the class to study. So you just listened to me for 30 minutes and you all still got the MCQs right. So on one end, you definitely have to be proud of yourself. You're getting this. On the other end, it's working. That's why always, every subject level. Now, these questions, I didn't make these questions easy. Now, sometimes to make you all feel better, I will give you all an easy question. Then you all will think, this fellow is teaching nice. These are not questions I made. These are direct past papers. You go to the original paper and say, this question is there. So these are actual A-level past paper questions. These are the questions you will get in your paper also, this similar type. So even in the first class, after learning for 30 minutes, you can get it right. You're already at a good level. So all what you have to do is properly attend the class, listen during that 2 hours. When you get the tune, I'll give you a study plan also little by little. Okay. So maybe for today, what you can do is just read through the first 2 pages that we did. That's all. That will take you around 15 minutes. Just go through that. Remember what is economics. Remember what is macroeconomics. Fine. The next class we can get into the remaining parts. So we'll wrap it off from there since we are already above the time and gone beyond. Econ gets very, very interesting, especially in the latter part of the units. We'll talk about all of those. So that's it. We'll call it off there. If anyone has questions, you can definitely stay and clarify. You can drop me a text on WhatsApp also, guys. On WhatsApp, I will reply as soon as possible because I get around hundreds and hundreds of messages. Little by little, I will reply. Don't worry, I will somehow reply. So with that, we'll call it off. And I will see you all by next Thursday again, same time, 7 to 9. Hopefully by that time, all of you all will have the printed tute with you. If I've already couriered the tute for you, Lama, you can't collect it from my place because all is couriered. If not, you can collect. So with that, we'll wrap it off. I'll see you all next Thursday.